Hey there. So basically, what I'm going to run through in this training is how my client Laurie lost over 20 kilos, unlocked true body confidence within herself, all whilst enjoying her social life. Now, it's important to give you a bit of backstory with Laurie, but where was she at before? So prior to her joining the coaching, now she's been in the coaching 2.5 years, maybe I want to say about 2.5 to 3 years. She'd had three personal trainers beforehand. She always thought I needed that to be pushed in the gym, but the reality is she needed so much more support than she was getting because, in my opinion, when you're in the gym, a personal trainer, it's almost like a bit like a glorified babysitter. Now, it might sound a little bit harsh, but the reality is you need someone on your case outside of the gym. To keep you more consistent. She was always yo-yo dieting, stuck maintaining. She was really playing it small with her goals. She was just like, oh, I want to feel good. Always wanted to lose a little bit of weight, but we never actually quantified that. And it got to a point where she felt super unconfident with how she looked in the mirror. She hated how clothes fitted. She had the worst relationship with food. On our first call, she was like, Andrew, if you give me a tub of Pringles, I'm going to eat the whole lot. I can't just eat a few of them. But more important than anything, she didn't feel like the mum she wanted to be for her two kids. She wanted to be proud, the fit mum, the active mum. When she went and picked up the kids from school, she wanted to be the mum that everyone talked about. So that's where we really, really got to work with things. So one thing we do within, basically when someone joins the program, is we break down using our AMF framework where they need more help and more support. So you're going to see my terrible handwriting, but I'm going to talk you through it. So to start with, we just had to get activity into her life. So what we did is we scored these red, amber, green based upon where she was at. So what we needed to do is just get rapid routine system in there. So 3 times full body, in and out of the gym within half an hour, so she could get on and crack on with the day and not have to feel like training was a part of her life. One thing she needed was a countdown because she had no urgency with her weight loss. So she was like, I'd love to do something like a shoot in the future. So we got that plugged in. But ultimately, we broke down each journey so we could be like, right, okay, you are going to lose X amount by this time. So again, it broke up the journey and she had that level of urgency. And then the biggest thing we needed to get in was empowerment with her training. Now, she was already training beforehand, but she wasn't really progressing at the rate she wanted. She was playing it small. So we had to make sure her training was very, very progressive around that. So she was getting stronger week to week. She was setting PBs. She was hip thrusting 150 plus kilos because she could previously only do like 60. But that's what really gave her that fire in the belly and really helped added some fuel to the fire with the weight loss. The next thing we do is our flexible food formula. My methodology is also want you to enjoy foods you love, because when something feels like you're on a diet, it's very hard to stick to long term. So we just again really worked on that nutrition, basically that moderation maestro, I like to call it, because again a big struggle for her was her eating habits. So we really challenged that and be like, right, okay, how can we incorporate foods that you really enjoy? So we just left a few calories at the end of the day for whatever you want, make it feel normal. One of the biggest strategies, because again she is quite social and wanted to spend time with friends, family, loved ones, so we got her tracking alcohol. We gave her a personalized strategy every single social event she had, so she knew what she was going to eat beforehand. She knew how to prepare in the week so she could go there, have a great time, not feel guilty. And then finally with that is the milestone method. So I wanted to make her journey fun. So we broke up little rewards. So once she lost 5 kilos, I was like, have a diet break or treat yourself to a gym outfit or a handbag or something like that she really wanted. So much like a promotion in work, we never do this for fitness. And then finally, we really looked at the mindset mastery side of things. So again, she's a busy mum. She's super stressed. And we found that all bad decisions with her food were happening when she was stressed or unorganized. So we really protected her boundaries to make sure she was routine, planned, structure, know what she was eating, know when she's training, reduce as much guesswork as possible. Same way she'd always yo-yo dieted. She'd always lost weight but really struggled to keep it off. So we then gave her the skills after to make sure she could keep these results for the next 20 years of her life. And she's already 2.5 years into the program, and she's not gained weight since. And then finally, she just needed way more support than she was getting, and that's where obviously I came in with the accountability side of things. So again, giving her personalized tasks on a day-to-day basis, end of the week, giving her some feedback on those tasks and making sure she was always going forward. And again, you can see the results here, how they sort of work. This was in our first rise phase. She went on to lose over 25 kilos from this point in December to this is the end of her first dieting phase, because she's done multiple of them. Because she went into a build after this. So this was the first shoot she did. She felt confident, felt empowered, loved the way she looked. A big goal for her was to get her abs to a point where she loved them, and that's obviously what she did. We then pushed her into our second phase. You can see here, that's when we finished her diet. She then wanted to go into a build because she's like, Andrew, my glutes aren't where I want them to be. So we actually added multiple inches to her glutes to a point where she absolutely loved how she felt in leggings. And not only that, she wanted to set even bigger goals for herself. So it wasn't just how I look. She had never ran before, and within 16 weeks she'd run a half marathon, and obviously that's me and her. So the big thing I want to get to across with Laurie's journey now, she eventually went back into a diet phase because she recently did a photo shoot for me, for herself, sorry. She did a recent photo shoot these last couple of weeks. But I want to remind you that it all started from just taking action and taking ownership of her not being happy where she wanted to be. She invested in herself, she never looked back, and now she's the most confident version of her she's ever been. So if you have any questions with Laurie's journey or anything like that, please just let me know.